Rikers Island, Netas in the 90s in New York City, Part 2. I break it down from Calito La Sombra and how I feel he was feeling and meaning things. The Bloods Gang in New York City and how it was in the jail at Rikers Island in the 90s.
They fought against the administration. Now that they started allowing man-on-man situations and all that, listen, I'm not near that, right? I don't know how that came about, but I could tell you what a lot of them tell me, and I have family and PR that's involved in that. And that was never supposed to happen like that. You know what I mean? So that they was mad about also, from what I hear. Leave in the comments if I'm right or wrong. You know, they always say, don't look at your fellow bro inmate as a female unless you feel like one. That was one of their things. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So what they started doing is, so they won't be no problems, I guess they started marrying them or whatever. But in New York, a lot of people were upset about that because that just came out of nowhere for them. But somebody just sent me a thing of the dude that founded that, and he states there that he was not really with that. Calito La Sombra, the dude that started it. I don't lie about nothing, bro. I just don't want to show too much because dudes talk getting crazy. But he sent me, if you could see that, you see that's Calito La Sombra right there in that gate. And that's my DM, bro. Facts. And that's on SoundCloud, his voice talking. You could look for what he says there about that situation with them getting married and all that. What it was is that he looked at every human being as a human being. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to murk the dude? Like, you know, that's not our decision. That's the decision of God to deal with that. You know, they were for the prisoner. Don't matter what you was doing wrong, I guess, they was trying to hold you down. That was his goal. Did the dude have a good mind for his people? You got to give him his props, bro. If you straight doodling, I used to do that, bro. I'm going to be real, bro. And I got that. We all had jokes on them on Netas and that one point or another. It's just facts. They do it with us too. But when it gets real and you like F them and that, those are your people, bro. At the end of the day, they Latinos, Boricuas, bro. If you're a real Puerto Rican, you're not supposed to be talking like that. One dude that got real tight, bro, about that. And I'm going to keep it real. At this point, I had agreed with him, right? Was Tone. One time I seen Tone, somebody say something about a Nieta, and he was like, and anyway, there's not affairs. There's about Nieta still. Something happened with the Nieta dude and somebody else, and Tone was like, you're gonna respect that dude right there. You see that Nieta right there? He's your cousin. He's a Boricua just like you. And I was like, at that point, I started understanding. It's not about that he's soft. It's not about that he don't get busy. He's your people, Latinos. And if you involved in something else and it states that you represent your people, Latinos, Boricuas as a whole, so that doesn't exclude them. That dude is a Latino, a Boricua. I'm just kicking facts. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to all my black brothers. I love y'all. Y'all already know. But this is something else over here with these dudes. You heard? Facts. And never no disrespect to nobody, but everybody knows I may always say my stories. I've been around a lot of Bloods, this and that, but even the Bloods that I've been around and every other Crip that I've been around and everybody, whether it's folks, anybody that I've been around, because I've been and be around everybody. Patrias, if you're a good dude, you're a good dude. It is what it is. Now, if you're trying to get at me or get at one of mine and around me, is a, you know what I mean? It's a different story when I was out there like that. You feel me? But we always doing this for a message of hope, of prosperity, that we could all come together as the people and put all this behind us and move on. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. You see around while you around and running around and dozing and running the streets and thinking you cool this summer, right? And while you even work on change, even if just a little bit, a whole lot of people around you remain the same. And their way of thinking is the same. So you just need to be aware on what's real and what's not. So my whole thing is this. Sometimes we gotta watch sometimes we get amped up at the spur of the moment when we talking and the YouTube thing got us amped up and we like, yeah, man, and and F that, I'm lit, you know what I'm saying? Cause we get 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers, even 1,000, and we think we like the man, right? And like you lit now, ain't nobody telling you nothing. Why? Oh snap, I'm about to send my page to YouTube. YouTube don't approve everybody. Everybody don't get approved. Some people get denied. So you want to watch what you're saying because this goes in front of them. Like I'm just giving you a heads up to anybody. They could just shut your page off just for talking about gang activities. Because read what you sign, read what you checking off, man, on the computer. Dudes don't read, man. That's why everything I say with a message for the people, for all people, black, Puerto Ricans, white. Don't matter who you are. The Netas took everybody. I'm not Neta. Everybody knows what I was rolling with. For 20 plus years, facts. But at the end of the day, it's like anybody else, bro, would say something that has a platform. When you keep talking about something constantly and crushing it and crushing it and crushing it, but then say, I'm repping my people, Boricuas, yo, it's impossible because you keep crushing them in another sense. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you crush that, you crushing your own because they represent that. Whether people like it or not, that's never going to change. And a lot of people that talk reckless won't ever step foot in PR and talk like that about Netas. I'm just saying facts where it's facts. Or you want me to be a hypocrite? You want me to start lying on here? Because I don't do that. Never will. I don't like to lie. I don't lie. It becomes a job. And y'all already know the saying. I don't like to work for nobody. Facts. But anyway, shout out to all the Netas, man, in New York City, all the Netas all over the world, all the Patrias, all the Bloods, all the Crips, all the Kings, whoever you are, man, all the folks, GDs, whatever, MS-13s, whatever you are. If you're a good dude, you're a good dude. But we just can't keep banging on each other and then we bring it online. Like it's getting, it's getting crazy at one point. Like that's corny, bro. That's not real. Real G's don't do that. And then dudes just putting everything online. So when they do that online sweep, don't be like, because war been telling you, bro. There's got to be a better way. There is a better way. And I'm going to break it down to you. And I've been trying to break it down to you. But check it out. For those of you that don't know, this is my Instagram. It's on the lockout _. There's no lying on it, no nothing. That's the profile pic that it has right there. Not my ugly face on the side right here where it says on the lockout with the little microphone breaking through and it's on the lockout _. That other dude is a fake on the lockout. So anyway, the Bloods gang, did they finish off the Netas? They did a hell of a number. I gotta be real. And that part, a lot of dudes are right. They got busy because now the dudes that didn't have to ask permission to really pop like that was no longer there. They had to get busy for their own. They was super deep. But to say that they was all buns, that's not facts. They had a lot of dudes that got busy and get busy to this day. And it just was killing me a little bit that people keep hitting me, dudes keep hitting me like, yo, whoa, bro, what's up with these people, bro? What's up, yo? I don't know who's the one that, because I don't be watching these dudes. And I can't tell a dude what to say on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of people hitting me up like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, if I ever, And I'm like, yo, do you know what I'm saying? I don't got nothing to do with, I don't even see that dude. I don't even know homeboy. I don't even know this dude. I don't even know that dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna talk and talk reckless about people and hard body like that, remember that don't matter what, people don't take it like, oh, it's just YouTube or it's just online. Like, this has become real life. Hello? Look it up. People get hurt every day or for what they say on YouTube and social media. And if you think there's no Netas, Facebook it. Look up Nieta Organization on Facebook. Look it up on Instagram. Look it up everywhere. You're going to see all the ones from New York. All the ones, they not hiding from nobody. They there. Did they tone it down? Yeah, they toned it down. They started repping more like on their own. They could rep if they want to, from what I think. But I think that they was told not to. But in the street, they do. A lot of them do say, yo, I'm a Nieta from Puerto Rico, because they like to run over there because, you know, from what I hear, they run super correct over there. And what they was hearing over here, they wasn't liking. I don't know. I can't get too much into that. I don't know their situation with their madrina, running, all these stories people are saying. I can't opinionize. I can't state facts about that because I really do. Well, I can't say I don't know. It's none of my business. But what it is my business is when people speak about things as a whole, like a whole flag, like a PR flag. Like, you bugging. You can't speak for all people that come from Puerto Rico being racist, because I come from Puerto Rico. I've traveled back and forth to Puerto Rico. That means I don't like black people. You bugging this? Bro, you gotta go to Puerto Rico, bro, and see Puerto Rico. Look at these kids rap and dance and all that. You're gonna be like, what are they, Puerto Rican or they black? You won't even tell the difference. This is a fact. Because there is none. So in PR, there's more African sculptures around and drawings all over the place than New York. And I could probably bet my life on that. So race is weird. Yeah, the whole world. That exists all over the world, bro. Individuality. You know how many Dominicans there's in Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico's full of Dominicans. Full of Dominicans that are darker than a dark. And PR embraces them and loves them and shows them love and shows them the way. It's a fact. The only place you see all that beefing and all that a lot with Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and all that is in New York. Because sometimes we don't know how to act when everything is just given to us, right? But say that to them brothers over there. Be a Puerto Rican and talk bad about a Dominican and PR real hard, or vice versa. You're going to be in the middle, right in that caserillo, being pointed out, being spoken about that day on the decision on what's going to happen with this dude. What are we going to do with this peanut head? So that's what I think that these dudes are. These dudes that talk and don't really know what they talking about, just talk crazy like that, right? And if I said anything that offended any organization, gang, or whatever, that's never my intent, man. You know what I mean? We try to keep it as thorough as we can over here. Sometimes, like I say, even I don't practice none of this. I get a little hype myself, and I just start spinning. Sometimes we may want to say something else, and it comes out a different way. And like, oh, snap. Like I said, I didn't even mean it that way. But it be taken out of content, right? But, because all day, every day, I'm outside, I hang out with bloods. Y'all seen it. Look at my videos. My last video I put up. Or like 2 videos before that. I'm outside with dudes that are blood. Facts. All day. And other cliques. And in that crowd, there was about 8 Nietas around us. In that thing. I just didn't show them. This is a fact. It was the blood dude I showed, Bolo the King, and the rest of the dudes were all Nietas. That's my word. But out the whole bunch. Well, 6 of them are super humble. They're not going to look for problems. They're not going to, but let the problem come to them. And the humbleness stops. That's just the way they was on the island for what I saw. A lot of Nietas on the island didn't even get along with me too much because they didn't understand that at the end of the day, I'm with my peoples. You bugging? But they always seen me with blacks. I was running around with the 5, King. You already know. And at that time, the peace had broken up and kings that were thorough was hanging out with Bloods. This is a fact. Whoever says no is lying to you, bro. Whoever tells you different is lying to you. All the houses, even to today, you go in houses, is a Blood and a King house in that house. Facts. And they living together. Of course, there's problems everywhere. And if I'm lying, leave in the comments because we never lie. But we willing to exchange information. I love you guys. I just wanted to say that, man. You can't blame a whole group of people for a few people, for whatever it means to you, man. Shout out to my Netas. Shout out to my Bloods, man. At the end of the day, that shit is all corny. You know, we grown men. We can't filter that down. But everybody wants to know what's going on, and they asking me, yo, whoa, man, don't let people... You know, it's not that I don't work for YouTube, you know, but I'm going to state my opinion upon it. Rikers Island, well, the Netas needed, of course, because the police was doing a lot of abuse. And then they cleaned it up where the Netas was laying a lot of law, even amongst inmates, where the houses were running smooth. They split the phones up. You know, even if it was separation, it had to happen. So it had to, something bad has to happen so something good could try to come out of it at times, right? And things worked out a little bit. And there's always one dude that comes in that wants to be the leader of something and messes everything up for everybody. Where there's peace, he wants drama, and then you get some of those. And that's everywhere. But for the most part, you know, everybody started cleaning up the houses, getting a little more clean. Before, people were living like Vikings. They changed a lot of things, bro. And everybody just kept it going. So did the Kings. You got to give them both their props, bro. A lot of dudes could talk what they want to talk, but if you Latino in New York City or anywhere and you go to jail today and you get to use that phone and watch Spanish channels on TV, you should thank the Netas and the Kings. As much as you want to hate, listen, I understand. Or they did something to you, I get it. I didn't do nothing to you. We don't got nothing. I don't got nothing to do with that. You can't blame a whole group of people for what a few people did. I probably could be your best friend, my dude. I don't know what happened with you. It's not my concern. But I'm not going to dislike you because it's crazy the way people think. Like, nah, I got drama with all of them. That's crazy, my dude. Like, but, hey, at the end of the day, when you watch that TV, man, think about it. A lot of Netas got stabbed up. A lot of Kings got stabbed up. A lot of people put in work, bled for that, and even died for you to watch that TV and use that phone. Facts. Because you would have not been using the phone right now. What it is a lot of them laws stayed implanted. And dudes go home and they be passed on. And even if they getting washed away a little bit, some dude always comes in and be like, nah, it's the way it used to be. It's the way it's supposed to be. You bugging, nigga. And he run old school and he put it back because he remembers. Facts. So I always keep that in mind, man. A lot of these people who need it. For the black brothers, the Bloods was needed on there. They feel that way, that the Bloods was needed for them. And hey, I feel them because that's the way I feel about my people to this day, strongly. So it's no hate towards nobody. You know, it's just where there's a fact, is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I don't believe in people's beliefs and a lot of the Netas' beliefs because I don't live that way. But I'm not Neta, so it has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to keep calling them out or saying this word like, yo, they a bunch of, yo, F. That's crazy, my dude. You think that one of these dudes is not hurt watching this? People's feelings get hurt. Because I remember people telling stories about whatever I was involved in. And I'm like, yo, he's lying, son. He's lying, bro. This dude is lying, bro. And I wanted to eat him through the phone and I couldn't. And then I work for YouTube and I make videos. You know, it's a difference when you're just making videos for rec because you're trying to be a journalist. And with all respect, so you're trying to make content, right? And all that. But when they, you know, and shout out to the dudes also, because I seen that they do the mathematics on how much people are getting paid on YouTube and all that. That's super off. Everybody's pay on YouTube is different. Everybody don't get paid the same. There's a fact. That's why they don't want you talking about your CPM or none of that. I know this for a fact. So don't listen to none of these dudes. They don't know nothing. Believe me. So anyway, and I'm not talking about the dude's not even in a gang. So in case you're trying to figure it out, no. So anyway, man, just love all people, man. Shout out to all the Netas, shout out to all the Bloods, shout out to all the Kings, shout out to all the Patria, shout out to everybody that's involved in anything you're involved in, man. I just wish you the best. I don't say it glorifying. I just wish you the best. And I hope you live long, because the majority of people that gangbang don't even live to see 25 or 20 years old. So if you did, thank the Almighty Father, man, and try to keep living another day. And the only way you could do that is to stay away. Facts. You already know. Warpath on the lockout. Love y'all. Love all people.